Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good old iced tea. How's everybody tonight? Glad to see you. You probably hear the lawnmower out in the background. They're mowing the lawn right now. Rained like hell this afternoon, but ah ah ah. Yeah, Spit. Close enough. I know. If you keep stirring the pot. I filled that up yesterday. That holds a half a gallon. It took me the better part of 4 hours to drink her, but I got her done. I only filled it halfway up tonight. About got carpal tunnel picking that up yesterday. Today was Tyler's birthday party. We went there for a while. Had pizza and a birthday cookie. I had some strawberry ice cream. Watched him open his gifts. I sang happy birthday to him, especially. Got a standing ovation. Hard to believe that little guy's 6 years old already. Man, I'm getting old. I remember when he was just a twinkle in somebody's eye. Yeah, now you get Social Security cards. Yeah. I told him, I said, you're an old man. I'm not old. My dad is. I started laughing, yeah.
Oh shit. Forgot you're on.
Yeah, 6 years old is too old for retroactive abortion. That ain't going to happen. That kid is the apple of Kathy's eye. I keep telling her, I said, that kid should kill somebody right in front of you, and it'd be that person's fault for being there. Come on, there you go. Anyways, he come to our house to spend the night with us tonight because he's gonna be gone all weekend. They're going, I don't know where they're going. They're going someplace for a softball tournament. So, rained pretty good here today for a little bit. Then it dried out, so she had Cody showed up to mow, and before he could mow, it started raining. So he come back tonight to finish to start it or do it. Are you talking about um, over in Iran, their junkyard? No, it's called Uranus, not uranium. Uranus. Like they said on Lethal Weapon when um, Danny DeVito got, is that his name? Yeah. When he got shot, Louis Getz, when he got shot, he said, I got shot in the ass. And they give me a colonoscopy. They used a telescope where they could see the moon with. And so the only thing they could see was Uranus.
Come here.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I always look at you.
Well, earlier.
When I see her to go outside, I just want to go.
Well,
It's
you gotta
like
take it before bed.
Anyways, Kyler got himself a battery operated squirt gun. Mom and Papa got him that. Got him a flip car, a fishing pole with some bobbers, and
And here,
what else did you get him?
fishing pole, bobbers, a flip car,
you see this?
the squirt gun, battery operated,
Yeah.
and then
Nana.
the Ninja Turtle
Then
drawing pad.
A Ninja Turtle drawing pad. And he got a bunch of Bluey stuff from his mom, some mom and dad, and clothes.
I got loads of stuff here too.
Yeah. But he got a bunch of stuff for his birthday. I think he's spoiled rotten. Then before we left, they all went outside. He got a squirt gun, and they had regular shotgun water guns, and they were all chasing each other and squirting each other.
I have to go back up. I thought about that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The cat needs that.
Well, they're looking for any excuse to raise it, and then Trump said don't. You know, oh, it's windy today. Let's raise the gas price. Not like they're not making enough money already. They started working on the tunnel. Oh, we're getting into the big leagues here in this city. We're going to have us an underground tunnel. Yep. It's going to be for people that use the walking trail. I've been up and down that road probably 10,000 times in the last 40 years. I won't even go 5,000 times in the last 40 years. I've been by there. And there's been a walking trail there for the last 35 years. I bet I've only seen maybe 5 or 6 people on that walking trail at that crossing right there the entire 40 years. But we're going to put in a $5 million tunnel so people can be safe when crossing the road. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I keep telling them it's going to be. Is a hobo shack. The bums are going to live there. Oh no, they're not. We're going to have cameras and lights and everything else in there. Sure. Yep. I said instead of putting a tunnel there, and they bought all the property and stuff, and they give the people fair market value for their property, and then a few of them said no, I want more money. So without even arguing, they take it to the committee. One guy got $74,000 for his property, and then they give him $124,000 on top of it without even arguing. So 200 grand for some property right there. Anyways, I said instead of building a tunnel, you could start 100 yards away from the road and build an incline up to a bridge, a 15-foot tall bridge. Start at 100 yards away so the incline's not that hard. It's got to go 15 feet, so 100 yards. And go 100 yards on the other side with the slope coming down. Pave it, put handrails there if you have to on both sides of it or whatever, so they can, use a guardrail if they have to walk up the slope. Make sure, then fence it all off so, nobody can jump off of it. That seems like that's the smartest thing to do. But oh no. It'd probably only cost $1 million to do that. Maybe 2. No. We're going to waste the $5 million and do it this way. And I know why, because somebody is a friend of somebody that owns a construction company that got the bid, and they're going to do it. There you go. It'd be a love tunnel, right? Oh, you're right. Detroit and all there's millions and millions and millions of feet of tunnels down there, under Detroit and stuff. And the salt mines. I mean, there's salt mines all over Michigan that are so big that you could put hundreds of thousands of people in them. I know that's what most people do, but no, not here because we have so many people using that crosswalk right there. So I like to be able to sit there with a chair and count how many people go through that intersection right there in a day. I bet it ain't more than 4 or 5. I know. Yep. When they find somebody stabbed to death down there or whatever, you know, they'll stop using the tunnel. And I don't have too much faith in the construction company that's building it. So, first of all, it's a main drag. So, the reason why they didn't want to put a bridge there in case they had to have a big load come through town so it could make it through there. Okay, well, if you make the bridge 15, 16 feet high and the entire width of the road without a support column coming down to the middle of the road, anything and everything that gets shipped should be able to go through there. There ain't too many things that are over 15 or 16 feet high uh, that are transported. So, that being said, if it's going to be that high, it's probably going to be really super heavy. So, if you put a tunnel underneath it, what do you think the chances are of it collapsing the tunnel? You know, I realize when you pack dirt all the way around a round object, it strengthens it. But if you walk over top of something weighing 295,000 pounds, that could severely stress out that cylindrical object. So I just don't. I don't understand why we got to spend so much damn money for foolish shit. They seem to think that money grows on trees at the city council. I know that That woman on diving board might take her out. Yeah. She ain't 280, she ain't no lady. That was a damn good diving board. Anyways, today is what, the 25th? No, 26th. So another um, there isn't another city council meeting till July 7th. So I wonder what they're going to do that on that one. Hey, hard to believe there's 5 Mondays in this month. Yeah, they can. They can seal up both ends and make it a great big old septic tank. Mm. Now Kathy's computer should be here tomorrow. I'll have to get that thing set up for her. I don't know what time it's supposed to be here. I'll probably say before 10 p.m. Oh, well, got you beat there. Um, the sewer line that runs in front of my house right here, uh, they were put in 1965. There's been no groundwork since 1965 out here. Oh, yeah, they're all clay pipes. So, yeah. Well, um, the last time our street was repaved was in 1986. That was the last time it was repaved. It's had patchwork done, it's had stone and chip on or tar and chip several times, but that's the last time it's been paved. Oh, Greg! So they want to redo the streets, and we pay extra, millage for the streets, but they don't throw in the cost of the curb and gutters. That is thrown onto your taxes. Cost you $5,000 to $6,000 for curbs and gutters. And I live on the corner, so guess who gets to bite the bullet twice? And they have them, special little corner places right there for the pedestrians. That even costs more to put in. Even though it's not my sidewalk, okay, but you got to have all that reworked, and I have to pay for it, even though it's a city sidewalk and the city curb. I have to pay for it. It's about time to roll a new one out. You're right. They're talking about repaving a street that we used to live on. That was done in 2008 or 2009. I think it was 2009 it was replaced. They want to completely redo it now again. Well, it is 15, 16 years old. They want to grind it, put in new pipe work, new sewer work, water lines, and then repave it. Now, when we first started living there, you could park on the street. When they repaved it, they made it no parking there and made it supposed to be a 4-lane street right there. There ain't 4 lanes there. At the intersections is a left, a turn lane, and then a straight or a right lane, but there is no 4 lanes there. But you couldn't park on the street no more. I'm about ready to leave. I'm so tired of it. It's pathetic. It's on the other side of town. You're right. And we used to have a milk producing plant over here that would take milk and make it into powdered milk. Well, they went out of business. The company that bought the building started taking liquid eggs and making it into powdered eggs for dog food and other stuff like that. It isn't fit for human consumption. But that's what they're making with it. It's animal protein. Um, the smell from the eggs is so bad. Everyone, all the time. You smell like you're right out there with rotten eggs. That's exactly what it is. The city has sued the company, won a $500,000 judgment, and then the company went bankrupt, only for another company to buy it up and move back in a matter of, of days. I'd almost bet my last dollar that the people that bought it are the same people that sold it. And the $500,000 that we were supposed to get from the other company, we got $50,000 of it, which is supposed to go to the residents, the 500,000, and we got 50,000 of it. And the old city manager said, "Well, since they're bankrupt, I think we had to put new sidewalks down the street." Well, I thought for a minute, now wait a minute. The sidewalks he wants to put down the street, there is this many houses on that street. Three. Three houses with an address on that street. There's like 5 or 6 houses, but there's only like three that has an address on that street. The rest of them are businesses. There's no sidewalks down that street on either side. But they want us as to pay to put, to help put sidewalks down there with that grant money. And they brought that up at a city council meeting, and I told them, I said, "Well, here's a thought." And the mayor's looking right at me. I said, "Why don't you tell the property owners there to put in sidewalks? Because that's what I have to do and everybody else has to do. We have to maintain and pay for our own sidewalks because that's what you guys mandate. So why don't you have them put sidewalks in and pay for them themselves?" The mayor just looked at me and she nodded because she knew I was right. This guy is a schmuck, the old city manager, and he tried because he got a friend in the concrete business to get him a job. No, they haven't brought that idea up again. So, oh, I am actually waiting for the next city council meeting because I'm waiting for them to bring up the fact that because ICE is coming into town and all these whining babies want the cops to stop ICE from grabbing illegal aliens. And they're crying. I mean, they're bleeding panther right out of their eyes because they're crying so hard. And the last two meetings they had, one was during the morning and the other one was at night. And I was busy working with washing the car that night and forgot about it. But they brought up the fact, that the cops were across the street and didn't do nothing to help. So the next meeting I go to, if they start complaining about ICE doing something like that again, and the cops not helping, I'm going to get up there and tell them I am also upset that the cops did not help. I'm upset that they did not help ICE. I'm not railing against the man. I'm just, these people they'd rather have illegal aliens here, you know, and the criminals, other than to have a safe, community. I know, so I can afford to live there. Good evening, Heartless. Nice to see you. No, it just I urge everybody to start going to their city council meetings because if you're living in a state where there's a lot of Democrats, they're going to try to get everything they can get, and these people here are trying to convince our city council, that we should harbor, aid, and abet illegal aliens. And that is the quickest way to get your federal funding pulled out from underneath you. You know, that tunnel that they're putting in is state and federal funded. Along with we had to bring up a certain amount ourselves, but the rest of it is matched by the state and the federal government. You know, they keep this up, the federal government will pull their funding, and when they pull their funding, the state will pull theirs because the state isn't gonna, want to forego the whole tunnel by itself, and we can't afford it. Well, yeah, we probably can afford it because these guys spend money like it is going out of stock. So, we got a lot of federal programs going on around here. So, at the welfare department, hey, I just offered this person a job and they said no. Really? Yeah. Well, I bet they'll want to work when I get done talking to them. Yeah. Hey, on unemployment, I know a guy that did that to several people. Offered them jobs while they were on unemployment, and a couple of them said, "No, I don't want your job. Don't worry about it." Went right over and talked to the unemployment office. They called the person up and said, "I heard you got a job offer." You know what they did? They went to work for the guy. Either go to work for me or you're going to get your unemployment shut off. Now the only stipulation is they got to give you a comparable wage. So as long as they're paying you more than what unemployment was getting, they have to take it. Can't pay them less than what they were getting on unemployment, but as long as they're paying them just as much on unemployment or more, they have to take the job. Refusal to work is the fastest way to get you off of unemployment. Hey, tennis shoes! You old snuggle bunny, you! Hi, Tenny. Cash and no taxes, there you go. Oh, I know. I know. Did you see where that mayor went down to the bank and took everybody's name off the checking account for the city except for hers? She said, "Now, what kind of politician would I be or mayor would I be if I let anybody and everybody spend the city's money. Um, Excuse me, lady, but there is a few people that are entitled to spend the city's money, and the majority of them aren't you. So, yeah, it was. I can't remember what city. They just asked her about it because now they're checking all the bank records because they think there's a lot of money missing, and that's why she did it is so she could hide it. Then you had that one mayor that was also the city supervisor. Her name Tanya or whatever. I can't remember. And she had her own. Yeah, she's the only one that has any access. You're right, but she was spending money going to the spas, having her nails done, shopping trips, Amazon, went on vacation, you know, and these like $5 million this woman has spent. They have that Beetlejuice, the former mayor of Chicago. They have her, or they had her looking into the books and stuff because she was a former mayor, so they're having her check it out, and she has found all sorts of corruption. Yeah, yeah. As long as you got the keys to the bank account. Um, Tiffany Haynyard, that's her name. Um, of Dalton, I think it's Dalton, Illinois, or something like that. Yep, Dalton, Illinois. They've been looking into this woman for over a year. Good evening, Rosanna, Rosanna, Dana, Rosanna, Dana, Rosanna, Dana, Anna, Rosanna, Dana, Anna, Rosanna, Dana, Anna. Nice to see you. Pico, it has been a long time. Dinty Moore made supper, did they? Well, I had a couple slices of pepperoni pizza. Made tacos. Excuse me. Gesundheit. I had the other day we were at Cancun. It's a restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and I had three pork carnitas tacos with lettuce, tomato, cheese, and then I had red beans and rice, or pinto beans and rice. Excuse me, pinto beans and rice. They make pretty good pintos and rice, and then they serve you chips with hot homemade salsa and regular homemade salsa. I always, when they bring before they bring dinner, I ask them for another because they bring a little bowl of that salsa. I ask them for some more salsa because I eat the hot stuff and it's pretty much gone by munching on the chips. And I put the hot sauce on my beans and rice. Oh, there's lots of Mexican restaurants down here. Uh, they got Fiesta Ranchero, Cancun's, Marcos, the Tamale Factory, um, Peppers, Brenda's. We have probably five Mexican restaurants in this town, I think. You got Cancun, Fiesta Ranchero, Brenda's, um, the Tamale Factory, Sunnyside, um, the Grasshopper. There's seven. Um, Mario's. I said Marcos. It's Mario's. So there's eight. And what else? And then you got Taco Bell's nine, if you want to call that a Mexican restaurant. Um, yeah, Brenda. No, she's not a Mexican, but she's a widow, and um, she was married to her husband, and he was a Mexican, and she's got two or three Mexican, half Mexican children, kids. They're all in their 40s, but she does pretty good Mexican food. Oh, we got just, you know, mile over this way, there's a Mexican store too, where you can go get tamales and the candies and the donuts and all that, the cookies and all that other stuff too. Now Sunnysides is just right over there. They're about a mile from here, I guess. When you can catch them open, it's nice, but they're not open that often because she's got two or three food trucks, and basically that's what she works is the food trucks. She makes more money at the food trucks than she does at her own restaurant. Well, I can believe it. I don't think I actually ever had a taco till 1974 or 75. In all honesty, I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old before I had my first taco, I think. And my mom made them, um, ground beef, fried corn shells, and then, cut up lettuce, tomato, and onion, and cheese. And then um, we didn't, I never had, I bet I never had pinto beans until I was like 25. Because I never had them. We had chili beans, and that's what we had with our tacos was chili beans. I prefer chili beans on a taco than I do refried beans or pintos. We didn't get a Taco Bell in our town till probably 77 or 78, something like that. I remember when the first McDonald's opened up in town, and the sign said over 1 million served. Now it says, like 10 billion served or something like that. And that was in, I want to say 68 or 69 when they first come to Adrian. Hey, mister, take my sister. She's clean. Just had a bath today, mister. Yeah. Well, that's what gets me about these illegal aliens, too. They get here, and the first thing they do is start waving this flag from their old country. Hey, if you miss it so damn much, go back. It's not pretty out east either. I gotta go tomorrow morning and get stuff for breakfast burritos. Um, I want to get them all made up tomorrow morning or tomorrow before it gets too hot, and get them all, wrapped up and then put in the refrigerator. So all I have to do is 5 o'clock in the morning, get up and put them in the warmers and get them ready. You went to the zoo there. At Taco Bell. Yeah. San Diego. Well, shit, now if you just want to go to the zoo, all you got to do is just walk down the streets of San Francisco, Los Angeles, or San Diego. You can see every critter underneath the sky right there. Left again at 20. I don't blame you. I'd have left too. They opened the gates, yeah. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to California and look at it, but the last 5, 6 years, it's just really changed my mind. I'm not all that emphatic about going to see it. I think it's probably be a waste trip. All right, everybody, it's time for me to get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard if you're so inclined to join me. Y'all have a blessed night. Take care, prayers and peace. And if I don't see you tomorrow night, I'll be on it Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. You can catch me there too. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.